stream runners and TOs and everyone working behind the scenes to make these events happen enough credit. But sometimes, like always, you got to go focus to the players, and that's kind of what we get to see right now. Is one of these two get to make it to winner's side top 8.
Correct. We've got 8BitMan versus Bluxious in winners quarter top 8 qualifiers. We are still at a best of 3 right here, starting it off on Stadium. So 8BitMan, no stranger to the big stage. This man has basically been threatening top 8 in every single Xanadu he has been at, going up 2 big-bodied characters right now, and it looks like Rob is getting the better of Bowser to start it off.
That's kind of par for the course. You know, Rob eats up big characters for breakfast, has those tools to keep them out, and then combo them whenever they get in, so makes a lot of sense.
Down tilt into gyro toss, not quite working out. Bluxious actually had the jab to just clank with it immediately. The down tilt across the stage, I'm going to take you for a ride into an immediate ledge trap. A great get-up attack right there, not dealing with 8BitMan's rotor arm 8
But managed to find something anyway, because down throw to up air does the trick, and my goodness, Rob has a lot of weird stuff. The fact that he can down tilt you from coast to coast is just concerning to me, frankly. But hey, if it works, it works.
This character's boxing options are far too good for a zoner. Like, this character has
a lot
hands.
of zoners in this game, man. A lot of zoners are just messed up. They can hurt you better. They can scrap more than normal scrapping characters can.
Look at this movement too by 8BitMan. He actually had the really nice like platform drop V reverse with the gyro to try to position himself properly, and Blux just kind of threw out the right hook and was like, "Yeah, that's sick. No, get it out of here." But still get the down throw combo, and that's so consistent.
Speaking of right hook, you kind of need some right DI to survive that up air, and it is tricky. It's a 50-50 sometimes, I swear. Even so, kind of down a full stock right now. Bluxious is just kind of fighting a big storm, spinning arms off the stage. Will that be enough to do it? Not quite, but almost, actually. Not quite.
8-Bit went for the forward air, and he just barely missed. I thought he was going to go for the rotor arm just to style. And look at that clank right there. You have the invulnerable shell of Bowser clanking with just the afterburner of Rob's neutral air. That's a heartbreaker right there, as Blux had the read, but not quite working out for him.
Indeed. Now 140%. I like that little bit of fake out there. Just barely surviving the onslaught of Rob. And yeah, Rob has a back air hitbox on their head, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
How this character has escaped the watch and careful eye of Sakurai for, what, 11 patches now? Or 11 different kind of versions of this game, I'll never know.
So I'm going to be honest. I've seen a lot of people thinking that Rob is like top 10. Wi-Fi meta? Probably. Offline? No. The problem really is that a lot of the characters that do well against Rob get oppressed by Wi-Fi. Basically, the characters that like have tight combos on Rob that can kill him like super easily and early, like those characters are bad when you have input delay. Rob is good when you have input delay because it just makes your down tilt unpunishable.
That character can still mash offline though, and it scares me.
Oh yeah, it's definitely still a good character, but I do not think we're talking like top tier offline. Still a high tier, but he has oppressive matchups that he can't really deal with as well. And they are much more prevalent offline.
Indeed. And that's kind of the thing with Wi-Fi. You see a lot more character diversity per se, but a lot of the big name characters you're used to seeing don't really pop up anymore. The Jokers and the Peaches are kind of more rare these days.
Joker, Peach, Pikachu, Fox, Mario, like you just don't really see those characters where they're mid to lightweights and they have strong combo games that require like precision.
Why combo game when you can just press buttons?
Exactly.
Input delay. That's what we love to see here. That's why we're here.
And that is not, however, why 8BitMan is here. This man has shown us time and time again that he is a threat offline and online. So we might be talking a little bit about how his character gets the buff in the Wi-Fi meta, but do not let that fool you, as behind the cold, calculating eyes of Rob lies the cold, calculating eyes of top player in 8BitMan.
The game is getting ready to begin. Bluxious down 1, trying to find a spot in winner's side top 8. But can they make it?
Starting up on Battlefield, a stage that is renowned for Bowser, giving Bowser early stocks thanks to his side B command grab. But the problem is that it gives you platforms. And how do you land against Rob Sharkling up there? If you figure it out, tell me. I need to know.
I wish I could give you an answer, Scabs, but unfortunately I am just a commentator. But hey, Bluxious
look at this down tilt. Blux has to get the parry to actually get a punish.
Exactly. That's how good that down tilt really is. It's a scary move.
Gets the trip and then immediately starts it off the forward air. Edge trap situation. 8-Bit tried to roll behind and get the back throw to finish that off. Not quite working out. Blux. How does he get back? The lingering hitbox not actually working out for 8-Bit that time.
Yeah, missed the mark just a little bit. The up B pressure from Bluxious is keeping them alive. But the back air won't. Rob strong.
Very. And then he's just going to go high, and like, how do you actually challenge that? Blux has to go up with like a double jump, and if he messes that up, well, you just use your double jump against a character that can carry you off stage. Good luck.
It's a rough situation to be in for sure, and Bluxious doesn't really look like they have a lot of the answers.
It feels like he's doing a decent job in neutral, but he's just never in neutral. 8-Bit gets one hit and then just carries him.
That's kind of sometimes the name of the game. Sometimes you're just living in disadvantage. A lot of heavies kind of have to deal with that for being big body combo food. So Bluxious can find an answer. Now is the time because they are down one full stock.
Sabi not quite going to finish it up. Not also going to get the 2-frame there. That's something that Bowser usually does so well, is he 2-frames with forward tilt and down tilt, but 8BitMan's delaying his recovery so well. No double jump there, so that's a free stock from 8-Bit. And it's like I said, once Bowser expends his double jump, even if he does so aggressively, he is just fodder for Rob off stage.
It's really unfortunate for Bluxious here, just kind of getting bombarded. So much percentage. Stuck, just getting bounced around with no remorse from 8BitMan. This is looking mighty rough. 97 now. Not a lot of hope right here. Misses the grab, but 8BitMan's just kind of dealing with him. And that's a missed tech. That is an 0-2, and 8BitMan just kind of cruising through that set to come out on top versus Bluxious.
And that felt like a rough matchup from the first second. It really did seem as though 8BitMan has something special in store for heavies. It just always feels like whenever he gets any kind of heavyweight character on stage that is not piloted by Chunky Kong, he seems like he's got the match on lock. His combo game, crisp. His pressure game, phenomenal. Down tilt's involved quite a bit in both of those, by the way.
Yeah, the power of Rob buttons, strong. Would recommend.
I think it's like his down tilt's -5 on shield, so I don't even know that Bowser can up B it perfect unless he does it perfectly.
Yeah, you need something perfect, and even then it could be a toss up. It's difficult having a move that good, just kind of constantly pressure your shield. And Bluxious looks like they just kind of got lost a bit, and 8BitMan's strong, so you know it happens.
And King Koopa kind of known for having a good out of frame options, or excuse me, out of shield options. But I mean, his fastest one it's up B and it's frame 6. So if you have -5 down tilt, +6 up B, well, I mean, I might not be a mathematician, but that sounds to me like you are in disadvantage.
But even so, Bluxious has a chance to make this top 8. Has to go through a little bit of that loser's bracket. But again, that thing is slowly filing through. It's a lot of killers still down there in the meanwhile as we're waiting for one final match to decide who is going to be on the winner's side of this top 8 tonight.
Exactly. So this is going to be Wadi versus... Please, smash GG. Don't do me like this.
Wadi versus RM8.
So RM8, he has made a long run this bracket, playing almost solely, actually, Ike. So Ike is a character that... has some trouble against Rob. If Wadi does decide to go Rob, I mean, we've seen so many times where Ike tries to go ahead and up B, and Rob can place a gyro or a back air directly in the spot where Ike catches his sword. Most people don't know how the mechanics work. Ike is invulnerable when the sword is out of his hands, and vulnerable immediately when the sword is in his hands. So he tosses it up, catches it, and then is immediately capable of being swatted out of the sky. And Wadi is kind of adept at that.
They have a huge hitbox in front of them that kind of protects them, but if you can find a way around that, whether it's a bigger hitbox or coming in from above, there's not a lot Ike or Crom, for that matter, can do. Speaking from Cloud experience, I know for a fact if you can time it so you're above them, once Ike or Crom grabs that sword, it's a quick, easy downer that just sends them to the Shadow Realm.
Very true.
Wadi, Rob down air, Rob back air, as you said, even stuff like laser and gyro might be able to knock off the Ike from recovering. So we'll see if that comes into play in this next set.
One thing that Ike does have in this matchup, though, is he has one big advantage against Rob that a lot of characters don't, and that is that Rob has a bit of a blind spot directly below him, he doesn't have fast moves that cover underneath him. And Ike's up air is a terrible move to try to get down against if you have a blind spot that you cannot challenge it. So Ike can shark Rob fairly well. The problem really is that Rob has fuel. So Rob can kind of like stall up top, and if you call out his stalling, then he just expended a bunch of fuel for nothing. But if you double jump and make a mistake, well, you just expended both your resources against a character that can, again, side B you and kill you at 30.
But only time will tell which one comes out on top. I'm excited to see him. Always pleasant to see Wadi, because again, he's our top player here in MDVA. But always fun to see some out-of-bracket competition from stuff like RM8. So Ike versus Rob's going to be a fun one. I like seeing buttons being pressed sometimes. I really do.
So we already have predictions going. We've got the who wins this set going. It looks like it's just relatively close. A little bit of a